Welcome back to Filament Corner, and boy do I have, well, something I've been working on for a little bit of time now. Well, one thing that I've always been wondering is, well, what to do with all these spools after you've finished them. Of course you can restring filament on there, or you can toss them in the bin. But I feel that you should be able to recycle them into other things. And so that's where I come up with a little crank powered spin table. And it's not much, but at least it's a way to reuse a spool into something else. It doesn't take that much to print overall. And you crank it and it spins. There's not too much more to say about it. Now, got the lid, we got a gear here, another gear here, and just a handle. And right here is the main piece. Of course, no spool is created equal, as you can see. This was what come with my one hoe, and I made this to fit it. However, it wouldn't be that hard to size that up a little bit for this. And this just has a little ring down at the bottom, so that way this bottom part is not scrubbed. And all I have is a rubber band. And so I sit it down there and I attach it to these gears. Now, I'm not very good with gears. However, I did manage to put these two in to the right spot so that way they work. Got a 20 tooth here and a 10 tooth right here. And we just put it on the little mountain spot. And so now, take the rubber band. And now we stick the lid on, because if we don't, it'll be very noisy. And so I've made the lid so that it doesn't matter which way you mount it. And so now, it will roll. You can hear the difference there. So yeah, and the top keeps this from riding off of that here, so that way you can keep spinning. And it's got a jagged edge on it, so that way it locks into place. And spins. So if you have a project or something, and maybe you want to photograph something, or just for whatever reason, you now have the ability. So say we put this pile in here and say I wanted to make a short video spinning it. Well, just take away the sound and zoom in on it, and voila. Now, of course, it can handle larger items too. I've put 2 liters on it, and it'll go much slower, but it will spin. I thought about possibly putting a motor on it and then just having a motor do all the work, but I don't really have any motors that'll work for this. But this is a cool little project. It's a way to get rid of at least one spool that you may have lying around, and of course you can take the spool, And you can put filament back on it whenever you might need it or not need it. And the neat thing about this kind of spool is you could probably turn this into some kind of filament winder, a spool like this, because it's divided chambers. So you put the rubber band on the bottom chamber and then you wind it, and maybe you could wind filament somehow. Let's see. But yeah, just one rubber band, 2 screws for this box. I put 4 screws in the actual mounting, and then I just found a piece of wood, and I just screwed it on there, and voila! I can spin it the other way. Just fun. It's simple. It didn't take that long to make. It works. And maybe you can use this for your own projects. Maybe you can't. Now, quick update. This is actually the second roll of excelvan that I used, and well, it's basically over with. And there was one thing that I was wanting to do in my review video. And that was to actually take my calipers out and measure this. But I didn't have my calipers on me at the time, so I got them set to millimeters. And we're getting 1.75. And it looks like a 1.75 on that too. Of course, it's curved. Yep. And that's PLA, of course. And the other one is 1.75. 1.75. Well, that's the last of my excelvan for right now. I just haven't ordered any more of it. Yeah, I used up the second roll. That was all that was left of it. But yeah, so just a little follow-up. I took the calipers out, measured it, 1.75 like they claim on the actual roll here. If I had any of the maker filament left, any strands, I would measure them, but sadly I don't. Currently testing the Het G of maker filament. I'm having a hard time getting it to stick, but whenever I get through with that, I guess I'll make a review video on that. And hopefully we can put this spin table to use ourselves. Possibly, maybe soap making or somewhere in there. But if you've enjoyed it, let us know. More than likely I'll end up putting the whole 3D printed parts on Thingiverse or something. Check the description. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Maybe you have to make it yourself. But thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you on the next video.